Okay, in this lesson, I want to introduce you to the flow builder. How do you make your flows? And what I love about this is the drag and drop simplistic interface that ManyChat has, because not that long ago, it was set up completely different. It was a lot more difficult to figure out which steps were connected to what and what was going to be happening next. And now, because of the flow builder, it is so easy and so simple. So, obviously, what you see right here is the home screen of your ManyChat account. I would suggest, of course, going through what they provide for you, which is these step-by-step lessons, which, if you click it, you're going to see that it's very, very basic. But I wanted to actually walk you through physically, like literally, what it's going to look like as you're going through it step by step and building your own flow. So in order to do that, we're going to go over here to the left-hand side, click on automation, click flows, and then we're going to hit add a new flow in the top right hand corner. Now, they're going to give you this prompt, which again is a newer feature. Used to just be straight to the page to like, let's build the flow. Now you have, it's amazing. They broke it down into industries, e-commerce, consulting, all these other options for you. In this instance, I'm just going to click create empty flow and we're going to name it test and hit create. Now, this is what you're going to see first. There's always a starting step. What's important to know is how is this bot, how is this message, how is this flow going to be triggered? How is it going to know when to go, how to send to that person, to that subscriber? And so you're going to want to make sure that you add a trigger. And the most common ones, I'm not going to go through all of these, but the most common ones or the most common one, I should say, is this keyword messenger. Okay. So basically, and when somebody hits send message on your Facebook page, and then they type a word, whatever word you decide to set that to. In this case, let's just say test and hit create. And you'll see down here in the green, it says activated. If that's turned off, then that trigger word keyword is not going to work. So you want to make sure it says activated, right? So now basically, if somebody goes to your Facebook page, they click send message on the button that's on your Facebook page, and they're going to hit get started. Your bot is going to give them that first welcome message. If they type in the word test, it is going to trigger this entire flow, which is super cool. Because think about if you're selling multiple products, if you have different offers going on at the time, and you have different keywords, main words of what, let's say you're selling an ebook. Maybe your keyword is an ebook. Maybe you're selling automotive services. Maybe it's car service or whatever, right? And so the only thing that you then need to know is to be able to market that word. Make sure that it's a very clear and concise call to action. So if you're saying to somebody, hey, simply click the send message button here, type in ebook, and enjoy your free sequence of how to get my free ebook or something like that. Okay. You can actually add more than one trigger. So if you did want to, let's say messenger reference URL, this is very, very nifty because you will just send somebody a link and it will automatically trigger the entire flow, which is really cool. Okay, so as you can see here in the box, it says a URL with a reference code that opens your bot's page in Messenger. Okay, it's really useful when you want to track your traffic, where they're coming from, and so on and so forth. So there is a lot of different triggers in here. I'm going to be doing another lesson about different triggers. So look out for that in one of the lessons below. But for right now, let's just walk through Flow Builder. So you're going to see this send message. We're going to just click it one time and shooting out over on the left-hand side is this window right here. And this is really, really important. This is where you're going to select what type of content that this message, this little part of the flow, what is that going to be about? And you're going to see here, most of the time, you're going to select other, unless of course it is making sense that this is a post-purchase update, which self-explanatory. You can read about this yourself. Confirmed event update or an account update. Okay, so when in doubt, select other. Okay, and then in order to start figuring out what is your message going to say, you're simply going to click inside this box, enter your text. Testing 1, 2, 3. We're going to put that in there. And if we click out of that, that would be if we left it alone just like this and we hit publish, When that person clicks send message in your page, they type in the word test, this is what they're going to get. Now, obviously, a flow usually is a sequence. So it's got multiple messages in this flow. So, how do we do that? We can click next step, but you're going to notice I can drag this arrow anywhere. And if I click it again, it'll give me these options: Facebook message, SMS. Now, obviously, you're going to see if you have the free account, which is totally fine. You won't have these pro options. But for the majority, most cases, this is all going to be happening in Messenger. So we're just simply going to click Facebook message. Okay. And the same thing is going to happen. Now, let's get rid of this. Okay. Let's say from within here, we wanted to continue building it, because this is what's so cool about the flow builder. Okay. If I wanted to add a button and it said next step, this is what the title of the button is, which will appear right below this message. And then I'm going to let it know here that I want it to send a message. Okay. Hit done. Same thing. Okay. So you have how this whole flow is going to be started. Now you have message, the first message, number one, you have message number two, so on and so forth. So the only thing that I want to point out here is that in order for this message to go on to message 2, 3, 4, and beyond, you're going to have to let it know how that's going to happen. So, most easy way is to simply add a button, which I'm sure if you've gone through any type of chatbot of anyone else's page, you notice that it's going to give you some steps or some options via buttons. So you can add multiple buttons. Okay. In this example, I'm just going to do one here. We have one message. It's going to take us over here to the second message. Now let's do testing again. All right. What you can do is add all this cool stuff below. So let's say you had an audio clip of yourself. Maybe you have an iPhone, you used a little recording device, and you wanted to personalize this entire chatbot sequence for your user. Okay. You can absolutely record that and then upload it to your computer, however you're using ManyChat. And then you can simply click this audio button right here, click on this, and a window will pop up that you might not be seeing right now, but I'm looking at it and it's basically my downloads folder. So you can select your file in there. And what's so cool about that is, let's say let me just think of an example. Let's say this flow is for a brand new customer of yours, a first time customer. Maybe this message is going to say, thank you for ordering your product. Okay. And below it, I'm going to click audio. And if I wanted to move this, let's say I want this up here above the message, I am going to click and hold this arrow and just drag it on up. So what this person would see, and I'll show you a preview in a second, but what they would see is this audio, and they would be able to hit play. And it almost appears exactly like if you had a voice memo through Messenger, right? So it's just that little bar with the play button on the left. And when they would click that, that would be, so, hey, Sarah, Jen here. I wanted to thank you so much personally from the bottom of my heart for ordering that XYZ product. You make a big difference in my life, and I can't wait to look forward to your testimonial about how this product is going to help you do XYZ, right? And then you give them the little Malcolm message. And let's say, thank you for ordering your product. Did you know we also have XYZ products available? Products available. Okay. And then instead of it saying next step on this button, could be like, I didn't know that, exclamation point. Or it could be, let me see more. Okay. So you can see that you have now two options. So they get this first message, thank you so much for buying a product from me. Did you know we have other products? I didn't know that. Let me see more. Now, let's talk about this for 1 second. Both of these examples that I just gave you are pretty much implying the same thing. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Or, hey, let me see more. What's really cool is when it makes sense, if these are going to lead to the same exact message, it doesn't really matter which button they click. If it is going to go to the same place, you can actually just click on this circle right here and drag it up to this same message, right? So let's say both of these buttons were going to tell this person, hey, these are the other products that we have. Well, it's cool. Like you can kind of test out which more people, what the vibe is or what they gravitate towards. Maybe they're more like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Or like direct and they want to know, like, yes, let me see more. That's one way of doing this. Okay, another way could be, let's say I didn't know that. And then let's say this button, we wanted it to say, um, contact me for whatever. Let's just say it says contact me. Now we want this to go to a different message. And we are going to say, I'm glad you want to speak with me about the product you just purchased. Okay. So then this message could, let's say, lead into, maybe booking an appointment to speak with you on your calendar link or so on. Okay. And then this is basically a way that you could end up upselling someone, right? You could say, hey, I also have these products which complement the one product that you just purchased. And you can go on from there. But you can see when I scroll out that this is how, this nice long flow, which will be within a sequence. This is how messenger marketing is so amazing because it lets this person know that they're in control of what they're learning and the information that's being given to them based on their selections, which is why it's just so powerful, why it saves you a ton of time. And I just absolutely love the flow builder. So want to show you a few more things in here. Let's say you have so many more messages, and by the way, you just click and hold and you can drag these little messages anywhere you want. So let's say you had a ton of them in here. If you go over to the right hand side and you see this little magic wand, you hover over it, it'll say auto arrange steps and you click it and it'll make it all super nice. So when you are building really long flows and they kind of get a little messy sometimes, all you have to do is click this auto arrange and it'll make it really, really nice in a horizontal line. So it's much easier for you to see what's going on. Okay, so just a couple other things before I just want you to see how cool the flow builder is and how simple it really can be. So let's say message 2, we click on it. Let's say we want to add an image. If I simply click the image, again, I can decide, do I want it below the text in this message or do I want it above? If I want it above, I click and hold this little arrow and I can drag it there. And then I can simply click one time. It will open up my, downloads folder and I can click on whatever's in there. That feeling when you're in alignment. All right, boom. And so if this, again, if it makes sense. So let's say you're talking about products, a product that you sell, an ebook, a physical product, a digital product, whatever it is that you're selling. Maybe you want to put a picture of it there. Maybe you want a quote, or maybe you want a GIF, right? Who doesn't love GIFs? I love GIFs. I use them in so many of my flows. People love them. So let's say you want a GIF. Now, if you do want a GIF, we're going to open this up and type excited GIFs in the search bar. Okay. Then you're going to click images. Okay. So let's say we like Jonah Hill over here. He's all excited. You're going to right click or, however you were to see that, the little pop up where it says save. You're going to want save image as. You don't want copy image. You don't want copy the link. It's important that you do save image as. Even though it's a moving image, that is what a GIF is. So make sure you save that. Then you're going to go back into your ManyChat and it is going to be the option. It's not going to, that's not video. It is going to be an image. Okay. You're going to click and you're going to select the GIF that you just downloaded. Okay. And just to make sure it works, you can hit the play button right here and see that it indeed works, which is super, super cool. You can add a button right below that. I'm excited. Okay. And that, which can, of course, trigger them to another message if it makes sense. Okay. So that is how you add a GIF. The other things that you can do, you can add a gallery of images, multiple images, which is very cool. And they can have like descriptions below. So let's say you were selling a mental wellness product and inside the package, there is maybe like 3 or 4 individual products. You can actually highlight what each of them are right here. So as you can see, you can add your image and then you can add a title like mental clarity, let's say. And then we can talk about what that is. A supplement that helps you beat brain fog. Okay. And then you can add another one and you can add another one. It's really, really a cool feature. So that's one option for you there. Okay. The other thing is just you can add a card, you can add the audio, like I mentioned, you can add a video, believe it or not, just got to be within the time frame allowed. You can even add a file. So as we get into different lessons, I'm going to show you what you can really do with the file option. And it comes especially in handy when a couple different ways. One, if you have an ebook, an immediate download where you collected the person's information and they're able to just click within your chatbot, within their messenger, they can click and get it right then and there. Doesn't even have to be sent to them through email. It can be sent right here, which is super cool. Another way to use the file would be if you have, let's say it's a training document or how to get started in a program of yours or whatever. This is a great way to upload PDFs and give someone direct access to a PDF. So let's see if I have one just laying around here somewhere. Sure. Let's just do what this is. All right, cool. So this is actually just a receipt for a parasailing trip that I got for my dad. So, but you get the point. This is a PDF, okay? So you'll see right here in the preview what it would look like. Okay, so this is just a quick overview of some of the things that you can do inside Flow Builder and how it gets triggered and how your subscriber can walk through and get a customized experience based on what you have set up for them based on their own selections. And it's just super cool. Now, last thing is if you want to preview it, okay, it's not published. So right now, this is not going to be triggered or be active in any way, shape, or form. You'd have to publish this. But if you wanted to preview it first, you simply come up here, you click preview, and from there it will, well, of course, it's going to let you know if you have anything, which I love this feature, right? We didn't actually put an audio clip in here. So it's going to remind us, hey, that's not going to work because there's no file out of there. So let's just get rid of that one for right now and try and preview it again. Oh, we added another audio. So we're going to delete that. Let's see, any other errors? Yes, we're going to delete you. And now we're going to preview. Get rid of the buttons. There we go. Okay, so what it will tell you to do is, hey, in order to preview it, we got to send you over to Messenger. Is that okay? You're going to hit send to Messenger and you will then get the flow triggered and you'll be able to walk through it and see what you like and what you don't like. So it's a really great way to test something before you decide to publish it live.